Hi, tell us something about yourself.
Hi, my name is BHARATHKUMAR SRIRENGAMUTHUPANDIan. I come from India and southern part of India. I have completed my bachelor's in mechanical engineering. Basically, my interest towards mechanical engineering developed from a very young age, which led me to join and develop my hobby as an aero modeler, which was basically developing an aircraft, which is a mini scale aircraft, and then flighting it across the arena. As I grew, I had developed my interest towards the field of mechanical engineering. So this led me to choose mechanical engineering as my bachelor's. As soon as I completed my mechanical engineering bachelor's in the year 2017, I was placed in a company, Petrokins Private Limited, which was basically a company which dealt with designing and analysis of piping across oil and gas industries in Gulf as well as Malaysia and other countries. So my role there was as a graduate piping design engineer, where I had to design piping layouts for various oil and gas plants in the software PDMS, and also had a few chances of doing analysis in the software Caesar. And then I decided, after a year of my work experience in Petrokins Private Limited, I decided I would take up my field of study to another level. So I had to choose my master's in the field of mechanical engineering. There I ended up in University of Wollongong.
Okay, so can you describe a time when you had to work in a diverse team? What challenges did you face and how did you overcome them?
Well, for this question, I would like to answer from my days in Petrokins Private Limited, where I was appointed as a graduate design, piping design, where I had to work in diverse teams, not only in the team where of design as well as a team which was related to structural support, electrical design, and the analysis team. So I was basically put down to the basic part of the designing criteria, where I was set up to design a piping layout. So our first role was to design a piping layout. And when I had chosen PDMS as a software to design a piping layout, the route of the pipe which I had developed according to the structural design members, the consideration given by the structural design members, I had designed a piping route from myself. So this was not basically accepted at first by my department manager and the supervisor who was above me. So later on, as my design had changes after giving review by the manager and the supervisor, it went on to the structural team again. So this again landed up in a conflict between the structural design team and the design team. So rather, this is where my plan had to come up again, saying that what I did first was actually right according to the standards of the structural design team, where they had to come to me again, and I had to do the design again and submit it to them again according to the standards which was given actually by the structural engineer. So this then landed up being a successful project at the end. So this is the basic challenge I faced in practicing at my workplace in a very diverse field across the company through the 1 year of my experience at Petrokins Private Limited.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good to hear. Okay, so can you please describe me a time when you have used your technical competence to solve a problem which resulted in a positive or a productive outcome?
Well, I would like to give you a very good example. During my college days, especially we do have some cultural activities in the terms of technical field, which is called symposiums. So during a mechanical symposium, we were asked to design any model, a mechanical working model. So me and my friends had taken up this opportunity. I had grabbed this opportunity to make up this model for our department, which was basically mechanical engineering department symposium. So we started up deciding on various topics such as designing an aircraft and a model of an Iron Man, which is basically an android who would talk by himself. And then we landed up in making a battle. We landed up in deciding upon making a battleship. So as the design was confirmed, the next step was to design it in a software. So me and my friends were our team of delegates were about 7 members in the team. So we all had difficulties in choosing the software for design and in proceeding the various factors and taking consideration of the various factors for the specific design of a battleship. Well, this is where I took the opportunity to go and discuss with the professor, who was basically the professor who was related to the design of machinery and structural engineering, where I and my teamers approached him regarding the problem, and he had helped us to where to start our research from. So this then gave me a spark to go to the library and take few books and to read and research upon this topic of designing in analysis software and analysis as well. So then I started designing from AutoCAD, where I made the basic structure of the ship, and then it was put into the software ANSYS, where the boundary conditions were given, and the analysis according to the boundary condition being considered was done, and the stresses was being formed. And with this design, basic design, with this 2D basic design, we brought down we then went to the welding shop, where we had taken up waste metal scraps, and then we had to weld the scrap. So to make the base of the ship, it was not just a rectangular base. There was some failure during making the base of the ship. So we faced challenges during that time. So this is where I thought, instead of making just a rectangular base on the outline of the ship, why not give a central baseline support for the ship? So I planned on making another diagonal support line inside the rectangular baseline of the ship. So this then was accepted as a good idea by the other members, as well as the professor who we approached to do. And the battleship was modeled and welded well from metal scraps, and it was appreciated by the professor as well as the other students and the principal of the college, and the symposium, and it all went well.
Okay, Mr. Bharatkumar, that would be all. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I do have one question. I was wondering, like this job which I have applied for is regarding design and analysis, and I was actually curious to know about your softwares and the various competency of field approach. Like if you're doing it in related to oil and gas industry, or if you're doing it related to aerospace modeling, or in which field would I start my career?